Further to my earlier upload today, my next matter of crime prevention effort, I suppose, and as a means of highlighting the dangers of Tralee County Kerry at the moment, there isn't just the issue of individuals of slander and fraud and theft, but they have also neatly designed a new little strategy of false reporting with artificial productions. So the communication system of this situation involves not just the abode where I'm living being an area of violation and abuse and offence, it's also the area of defamation and slander and productions and publicity that aren't authentic. So as I've mentioned, there has been the obstruction of justice, there's been the isolation tactics. My apartment isn't a possibility to remove myself from on a day-to-day basis. Prior to this entire charade, I had a very active, fulfilling farm life, and of course the role of motherhood. So even leaving my apartment is a risk. There are people that are preying, preying on my personal belongings. It has come to my attention that there are individuals that are thinking they have a claim on my property and that are accessing wealth that actually doesn't belong to them and that is from my fortune. So the Department of Justice is aware, or being made aware, and the world is being made aware, that Tralee is now an unsafe place. Tralee has been made very unsafe due to individuals that are producing bad communication. They're causing a breakdown in communication, they're manipulating communication, and they're presenting false evidence. So now it is becoming an issue that the hazards of my marriage and the liabilities that caused harms to my child are now also jeopardizing the role of media and culture. So these individuals have only had the artificial evidence to resort to. They have not had the courage, strength, serenity, or wisdom to present themselves as strong, mature, capable, responsible adults, and that gives me awful misfortune to acknowledge the fact that I'm being challenged by incompetent individuals. So they have been of witchcraft practices, they have been of failed procedures, they've been of treason against my O'Regan, O'Sullivan, O'Higgins, Fernan family bloodline. They have disrespected me in my marital home with spiritual violence in Tubbard Hill, which is also the home of my beautiful child, unlawfully kept from me. So in the streets of Tralee at the moment, there are individuals that are corroborating with false productions, artificial information. On a day-to-day basis, I take up to about 40 to 50 photos. They are applying a tactic of isolation. They are violating my proximity and my protection rights, and they are trespassing and intruding and preying upon patronage of my royal family. So the Department of Justice is aware of my family's role in the legislation and changes in this country, and they are also aware of the individuals that are of previous fraud and poisonous behaviours in this community and beyond. They are also aware, the Department of Justice and the government are also aware of 2018's humanitarian endeavours of this woman and what impact that has had on the country. So now at the moment, with the Ombudsman not having acknowledged 2017 procedures, currently there are individuals that are damaging the role of media. They're damaging the role of media in culture, society. So it's giving me awful displeasure to say that they have to resort to manipulation and artificiality and inauthenticity to highlight the calibre of individuals that they are. This means that these individuals have not had the strength and nobility and honourability to be courageous in confronting the very dangerous debts that they owe me personally. Now, the people accessing my fortunes are of repeat offences, and they're negotiating royal patronage, and this royal patronage is sacred. So I would really be concerned about those facilitating the damages to this entire situation, the environment, the nature, the ancestral homes of my family, my McKelligot family, from my paternal family. This entire situation is just absolutely deplorable. And as a language and cultural student, or graduate, and as an educator from the University of Limerick and Hibernia College, this entire situation is just bringing the level and standard of professionalism and credibility to the lowest rung. So the issue of these individuals that are negotiating by poor means and methods, very extensive, varied, treasures, let's say, from my work, my purpose, etc. These people have no entitlement to my patronage. And these individuals that have damaged the streets of this town with their constructs in a false paradigm, an artificial situation that is of artificial evidence against a woman that lives on her own, that is self-healing due to medical negligence, and that also involves very dangerous defamation of my good name. So I'm just really concerned about the role of justice and truth in this entire situation. As a law-abiding citizen, I really have a huge concern for justice and truth. And considering my role as an advocate for sanity and sobriety, and my humanitarian endeavours as of 2018 that instigated huge recovery, I would really be concerned about the level and calibre of the culprits that are challenging my good name and my good work and my good family. So I'm really concerned about people that haven't got the strength, courage, serenity or wisdom to confront their failings, and that are of loose words about individuals that they don't know. And the media, the role of the media being manipulated and abused. As an LCS graduate of the University of Limerick, I'm absolutely astonished about the entire procedure and play games and act of this matter. It's a charade. It's a very dangerous charade. And if there are any self-respecting professionals, I would hope they would act on the side of caution and avoid any further errors due to these people of poor practices already having failed quite substantially since 2016, even before then. So as I've mentioned, they've been guilty of witchcraft and heresy and charlatan behaviours that I am not at all comfortable with tolerating. As a Catholic and as a married mother, individuals disrespecting my nuptials and my beautiful family is a very, very, very huge concern as well, that I would hope the Honourable Government would have acknowledgement of, due to the cornerstone of this democracy being the family unit, and especially with regard to the substantial contributions of positive embetterments that my family have been making as well in this society. So those of disrespect to the legislation of 2018 that has been of recovery, and those that are producing a charade or a farce regarding the human rights abuses and the constitutional wrongdoings that I'm experiencing in the midst of hate crime and treason, and those negotiating by poor means very extensive, precious patronage of my royal family, I would hope the Honourable Government knows its obligations to my child and I, and as I've mentioned in my previous uploads, those trespassing on my properties in Ardfart and Kilflynn, namely Tubbard Hill, of my McElligott ancestors and my marriage. I would appreciate the Guards and the Government addressing this very sinister issue very promptly. It's very serious.